Hey everyone, I'm Liam.
And I'm Sophie.
Welcome back to Trend Talk Media, where we break down the trends everyone is talking about. And today we're talking about a company I feel like I literally cannot escape right now, Nvidia. They're just everywhere, right? Anything to do with AI and their name pops up.
They really are. And that gets us to the big question today. Because on November 19th, Nvidia is dropping its latest earnings report. And look, this is not just some boring numbers on a spreadsheet.
No, it feels totally different this time. It really feels like the whole world is kind of holding its breath for this one.
Exactly. This is being framed as a massive test for the entire AI industry. The results could either send the AI rocket ship even higher or, pour a whole lot of cold water on it.
All right, let's dive right in. To really get why this one day matters so much, you have to understand NVIDIA's place in all of this. And to put it simply, they are dominant. Their GPUs, their graphics processing units, are pretty much the gold standard for all things AI.
Okay, but why? Why is this one company so critical? I mean, surely there are other companies making chips, right?
There are, but, nobody has the same power. And the whole ecosystem that Nvidia has built, they are just so central to, everything. Their GPUs are the engine behind basically every major AI breakthrough you've heard about. We're talking ChatGPT, incredible scientific research, you name it. All the big players, Amazon, Google, Meta, they all rely on Nvidia's chips to power their massive AI ambitions.
Wow. So they're basically selling the shovels in the middle of an AI gold rush.
That is the perfect way to think about it. And because they're in that exact position, the financial expectations have just gone through the roof. The pressure is on. Which brings us to our next section, the billion-dollar bet Wall Street is making.
So let's just start with the company's valuation. Right now, it has a market cap of around $4.67 trillion. Whoa, wait, hang on. Market cap, that's just the fancy term for what the whole company is worth on the stock market, right? But trillion? With a T? That number is it's insane. I can't even wrap my head around that.
It's a huge number. And the expectations for their actual performance? They match that scale. For just one quarter, we're talking just 3 months of business, Wall Street expects them to report revenues of $54.6 billion.
$54 billion? In 3 months? Okay, my mind is officially blown.
And here's where it gets really intense. That $54.6 billion number, that represents a year-over-year growth of more than 55%.
Okay, but how is that even sustainable? That kind of growth is just explosive. It feels like they have to hit a grand slam every single time they're up to bat.
And that's the absolute heart of the issue. These expectations are so high that there is zero room for error. If they hit the numbers, great. That's what everyone expected. But if they miss, even by a little bit, the market could punish them badly. And that leads us right into the central conflict here. This isn't just a simple story of success. Despite Nvidia's incredible run, there are some serious storm clouds on the horizon. The wider tech market has been pretty shaky lately, and that's creating a ton of tension right before this report.
This chart tells the story perfectly. On the left, you see the stock is up a staggering 140% this year alone. Just incredible. But then, look at the bar on the right. Just in the past month, it's actually down 12%. So even this absolute titan is getting hit by the recent tech sell-off. I bet that's making investors really nervous. Oh, absolutely. It just goes to show that even a company at the very center of the AI revolution isn't totally immune to fears about the broader economy.
So what's behind all that nervousness? Well, as you can see here, it's a mix of things. You've got that general tech market sell-off, you've got fierce competition popping up, and of course, those crazy high expectations we were just talking about.
Okay, looking at that whole list, what's the biggest one? What are people really worried about right now?
I think for most analysts, it's the U.S. export restrictions to China. That's a huge one. We're talking about a potential loss of billions in revenue. And it's not just about the money. It also adds a whole layer of geopolitical risk and uncertainty to their business.
Right. So this all sets up two completely different ways to look at the company. On Wall Street, you've got the bulls and the bears. The bulls, the optimists, they're saying Nvidia's dominance in AI is just unstoppable. Their new Blackwell GPUs are in crazy high demand, and they'll power through any challenge.
And the bears are the pessimists, I take it?
You got it. They're looking at this and saying, look, the company's stock is just valued too high, the market is heading down, and those geopolitical risks like the China restrictions are just too big to ignore. This earnings report is basically the ultimate showdown between those 2 points of view.
So, with all of that as the backdrop, let's get really practical.
When this report comes out, yeah, the big headline revenue number is going to get all the attention. But the real story? It's buried a little deeper. The pros, the analysts, they're going to be digging into 3 very specific details to figure out what is really going on.
And here they are, the 3 numbers that could decide everything: data center revenue, profit margins, and what's called future guidance. Let's break down what each of these means and why they matter so much.
First up, data center revenue. Honestly, this is the big one. This is the money Nvidia makes from selling its most powerful high-end AI chips to its biggest customers. Think Amazon, Microsoft, Google. This number is their main growth engine. It tells us if the tech giants are still spending, billions of dollars to build out their AI infrastructure.
So if that number is still massive, it means the AI party is still going strong?
Exactly.
Next up, we have profit margins.
Okay, hold on. Explain margins to me in simple terms. Is it just how much money they make?
It's a little more specific. It's about how much profit they make on each chip they sell. So think about it. Are they selling tons of chips but only making a tiny profit on each one? Or is each chip a gold mine? Strong margins, like this quote points out, show they're running a super efficient business. What investors are scared of is seeing those margins shrink, because that could mean competition is heating up or their costs are rising.
And finally, we have what might be the most important number of all, future guidance. This is the company's own prediction for how much money they think they'll make in the next quarter.
Ah, so it's not about what they just did, but what they're telling everyone they're going to do?
Precisely. Think of it like the company's own weather forecast for its business. A really sunny, confident forecast can send the stock flying, even if the current results were just fine. But a cloudy, cautious forecast, that can cause a market panic, no matter how good the numbers they just reported were.
Okay, this is all super interesting if you're a Wall Street trader, but let's bring it back home. Why should someone who isn't investing in Nvidia care about any of this? Like, how does this actually affect regular people?
That's a great question, and it has a huge ripple effect. A strong report from Nvidia means big tech will probably keep pouring billions into AI. That directly impacts the speed of innovation, when we'll all get to use the next cool AI tool. It's also a big signal for the tech job market. And because Nvidia is such a massive part of the stock market, its performance can literally move the needle on your 401k or your retirement savings.
So it's kind of a health check for the entire tech economy, and by extension, the whole market.
It really is. And the market knows just how high the stakes are. To give you a sense of just how much uncertainty there is, the options market, basically the betting market on Wall Street, is predicting Nvidia's stock will swing by about 8.5%, up or down the day after the report.
Wow. So it's basically a multi-trillion-dollar coin toss. No pressure at all.
So when you boil it all down, it comes to this. This report is going to answer one massive question. Is Nvidia just riding a huge AI hype wave, or is their business strong enough to actually lead the entire industry through a pretty big economic storm? We're all going to find out on November 19th.
It is such a high-stakes moment, which leads us to our question for you. If you were an investor, seeing everything we've talked about, all the good and all the bad, would you bet on Nvidia to pull it off and beat these insane expectations one more time?
Yeah, let us know your take in the comments below. And for more explainers that break down the trends shaping our world, make sure to like and subscribe to Trend Talk Media. Thanks for watching.